Salutations, I'm Salutations77, and today we've got a build review. Like, it's been a long time since I've done one of these, so we're gonna see if I remember how to get back into the flow for this. What we're gonna be covering, we are going to be covering K9's Black build. It's a very launcher-centric, but it's very splashy, so you have access to stuff like the root, or the saw bar, or the critical thug. You have access to the red line, a lot of splash weapons that are not launchers, but this is mostly launcher oriented for bossing and even for some mobbing. So you can run this totally launcher, but he made it specifically centered around the root for a lot of ad clearing scenarios. I'm not going to be showcasing that in here just simply because the root likes to break things, and I already break things enough, okay? I don't need a gun to break things for me if I'm breaking things. So we're gonna be covering a lot of other items here. First off, we're gonna be showcasing a couple boss one-shots because that was kind of the main focal point of this build, was covering boss one-shots or just quick bossing. For some cases, it's not going to be a one-shot just simply because either that boss is just, like, that strong in the sense, or because the launcher that we're going to be using for it is kind of RNG dependent when it comes to bossing. So when we hit that shot, there's going to be some times where it just doesn't kill because RNG decided to say, skip you today. So, our goal here is just speed kills. We're just gonna go through a couple bosses. We're gonna kill them really quickly. That's the goal, just really quick kills. And then for the second half of it, I'm gonna be showcasing, well, I don't even know if it's gonna be a half, we'll see, but I'm gonna showcase a Maliwan takedown run like I do for almost all of these build review style videos. I'm gonna be running Maliwan takedown, true Maliwan takedown, and we're gonna see how well it performs there with some of the more offbeat, off-meta weapons. We have access to the Creamer on here. The Creamer is meta on Zane, but it's not exactly meta on Fl4k, to my knowledge. We have access to the Saw Bar, as I was saying. We have access to Plumage. The Plumage is a pretty interesting little launcher to use. We have the Mongol here. We have the Yellow Cake. The Yellow Cake it used to be meta, and I wouldn't say it's meta anymore unless you're playing on Zane. Whoops. I didn't mean to restart the music. Oh well. We have access to the Rocket Pod. I should re-roll that before we showcase, but we have access to the Rocket Pod, which could be really fun. The Ruby's Wrath, which is really, the Plumage is kind of a power crept Ruby's Wrath. It kind of is. But, we have access to the Ruby's Wrath. We have the Pestilence, using this for ad clearing. I might try it. I don't know. We'll see. I might try it, because that sounds like fun. We have access to the Rhina, which I wouldn't typically use this item on Fl4k. I would more so use this on Moze for a lot of things, and in some cases on Zane, but mostly on Moze, because it's a really good short fuse proccing tool. It's a launcher that has tons of radiation beams that target enemies, and so having that constant weapon damage applying to them, you're getting constant short fuse procs, which then if you are getting a good angle, you can crit with those, get some Minesweeper procs to apply if you wanted to, and so this launcher is really good on Moze. I wouldn't say it's fitting for a Fl4k build in this case. You could still use it on Fl4k, don't get me wrong. Amazing launcher, you could use it on any character. But for its best, highest potential, I don't see it being used on a Fl4k. I see it being used more so on a Moze for its top potential. We have access to some other items here. We have a Shredder Fire. I don't know why he has it on here. We're gonna try it out anyways. We're gonna try out. I'm gonna try and get through all of these items. We're gonna see if we get through it. That's why I was like, I might not cover the Pestilence. I might not cover the Shredder Fire. We'll see. I'm definitely thinking about covering it just simply because it's on here, even though the build is not intended to use this item. We have access to the Red Line, which could be really fun on here, and Jericho. Then we have a whole bunch of class mods here. And we have some other items down here. 2 Iridian Fabricators. That's interesting. We also have some purple items to showcase. So we have a Torg launcher, probably for sticky shenanigans. We have a Jacob Sniper the Muckamuck. We have a Thumper. The Torg shotguns are freaking awesome. We have the Protuberance here as well. This one I'm looking forward to using the Protuberance. I've been wanting to make a build with one of the purple Torg shotguns at some point. And we also have the host down here. This looks like fun to use as well. We'll see. I'm gonna test some of these before I attempt to showcase it, just simply because I don't want to showcase build in a bad light, because it's not my build. So I'm gonna give it the best possible options that I can, and then talk about some of the shortcomings near the end of the video, or if I see them actively happening while I'm running content. And talking about shortcomings, I just said I was gonna wait for those. I already mentioned the Plague Bearer with the slight randomness when it comes to taking on like the really healthy bosses like Hag of Fervor. We're gonna be using this for clearing Hag of Fervor, either the corrosive or the cryo one. Both of them work. I pulled off a one-shot like 20 minutes ago with the Plague Bearer, so we'll see if I can do it again. We're rocking a stack bot with 3-pack tactics, 2 fast furious with splash damage, Torg weapon damage, splash radius. We have a hulking toboggan with mag size, heavy damage, AoE. We have Mitosis Hunter Seeker for stacking up that stack bot. Then we have Infernal Wish with double amp. So on shield break, the next shot is 100% shield capacity. I don't remember if this applies when the full shield is broken. I think it's when the full shield is broken. I'm gonna have to go back and mess with this. I don't ever use this anointment, but if I remember right, I think it's the entire shield has to be broken, and then it refills for you to use the Infernal Wish shot. So that this way you're getting the Infernal Wish with the amp and the shield break amp. I don't know if that would work that way 100%. I'd have to test it. I don't typically use this item, especially in this fashion. So I might figure it out while in the process of making this video. Who knows? Alright, so we have a lot of red tree. A lot of red tree here. We have Interplanetary Stalker, Hunter's Eye, Head Count. We have a lot of big game and most dangerous game. We have 5 in Grim Harvest. Then we have a bunch of crit. We have Ambush Predator, and we have Galactic Shadow for 35% crit. Then we have Megavore, which makes sense. It's a crit-based flak. Of course, you're grabbing Megavore. We have Furious Attack for stacking the gun damage. We have Turn Tail and Run for more gun damage while standing still. We have Fast and Furious for more gun damage. We have Hidden Machine for damage. And then we have Power Inside for damage. And then we have, again, Pack Tactics is down here from the class mod. We went down to Frenzy. And there are 2 different pets that he said to cycle through. So it's going to be Spider Ant Scorcher for any weapons that are elemental base. And then going over the Great Horn Skag for anything that is just kinetic damage. So stuff like the Mongol that's on here, try and switch to the Skag, or running the Creamer, try and switch to the Skag, that kind of thing. I'm probably not going to, just simply because I don't like switching my stuff constantly like that. For the Maliwan Takedown, we're probably going to run, where is it? Probably this one? Yeah, this stack bot. It's splash radius, splash damage, weapon damage. This way we have a more generalized comm for us to use. Instead of focusing everything on a Torg item, we're going to be able to use a lot more of the variants in items, such as the Sawbar or the Plumage, and using the variety of weapons that are here on the build. And yeah, let's get started. Let's see if I can pull off the one-shot in one attempt here. And not absolutely fail everything at the moment. And of course, this boss has multiple phases, so we have multiple tries to pull off the one-shot here. Okay. So I messed it up that time. We'll see if I get it in the next phase. Ooh, actually, this may be a really good thing. So we can spend one shot, and then it'll move on to the next phase. We can move, get our slide stuff in, swap, chuck some more grenades, and then swap, fire, swap. Oh, sad. It's the damage reduction phase. Well, there goes any chance at one shot with the damage reduction. There's two different things that could show up here. One of them being damage reduction, and the other one, well, not being damage reduction. And we got unlucky, and we got damage reduction on the roll here. Yeah. So when it comes to that, I've actually been trying to figure out more about this boss, because sometimes with one of my primary flak builds, sometimes on the second phase it's a guarantee one shot and it just absolutely nukes the boss, and other times it just doesn't, and I have to do multiple rotations to get the kill. I'm thinking I will cut, and I will showcase it if I can get it to happen again in the next, like, 20 minutes. I'll showcase it and see if I can get it to happen again. And if not, then, well, we're out of luck, and I'm gonna have to go run some other content. But I'm gonna go run other content anyways. I will see you guys back when I get the one-shot. All right, let's see if this is the run. Let's see if this is the run. Ah, swap. Oh my lord! Wait, there no cut necessary. We got it in the second run. That's crazy. Well, now you guys get a little awkward standstill there where I paused the music. That was amazing. Literally just the second run we got the one shot. And just for verification on how this works, I jumped off the side here, which then reset that phase of the fight. So it re-rolled the phase. So when I came down, the boss was still in second phase, and I could shoot him and nuke him there. So that's why there wasn't a second phase in that kill. It was because I just jumped off and did it again. So there you go. There's the one shot on Hagaferver with the launcher here. And yeah, you could do it with either the corrosive or the cryo one. I've gotten more consistency with the corrosive one. He's gotten more consistency with the cryo one. So realistically, there's not very much of a difference between these two when it comes to fighting this boss. But yeah, let's go run some other content. Now I will actually give you guys a cut, so that this way we go run... So this way you guys don't have to deal with loading screens. Alright, so we've got a Seer run to do here. Probably not going to get a one-shot, just simply because I'm not good enough at the one-shot against this boss. I know it exists, I'm just not good enough at the game. I do stupid stuff like that, where I just miss the entire projectile. 2 times in a row? Good lord. You know what? No, we're restarting this one. We're just gonna nuke it, because that was the worst I've ever done against this boss with this build. So we're gonna restart. The absolute worst I've ever ran this boss with this build. So restart. All right, we're gonna grab ammo. We're gonna pop fade away before we drop, and we're going to start chucking nades after the slam. Or I forget to pop fade away until as we're going down. That's a great way to start this. Spam grenades, get that stack bot in. Stand still, pop, swap. Stand still, swap. I mistimed that, but that's fine. I don't know what is happening right now, but I lost a bunch of damage in comparison to the last couple times that I've been doing this with this build. I don't know what I did. I really don't. Because I didn't really change much here. I even did better with the checks. I guess I just got bad RNG. That kind of sucks. I don't want to run this boss too many times. So, oh, okay. That was a thing just there, and there's the Seer right there, and then we swap. There we go. That's a dead boss. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. I think the boss that we showcased are pretty tanky. Let's... Is there anything else that I'd want to run with this before hopping into Maliwan? I don't really think so. I don't have Psycho Reaver unlocked because I didn't run that before making the video. Yeah, no, I think next up is going to be Maliwan Takedown. So we'll see you guys when we get there. Alright, and we are back. So, whoops, I didn't mean to activate Fadeaway there. Alright, so let's see. What weapons do we want to start with? Let's start with... Let's open the creeper with the creamer. Why not? And let's grab... Red line. Don't need this out. So let's grab the saw bar. And let's swap this to the weapon damage one. I understand this is a high fire rate weapon and not really a... I need to find the proper distance here. Oh, that's right. This weapon has freaking work properly against this guy. Okay. Let's see how well this does. Okay. Okay. Pop. Let's go. That's great. I love that. All right, all right. Let's see the creamer. Oh, okay. Shoot up here? Well, if I could aim. There we go. Crazy AoE. And then with the split giving the extra explosion. It's nuts. This seems to be a really fun ad clearing weapon on here. It does kind of feel like playing the Zane game here, but what's something else we want to play with? How about this? Okay, so we're gonna try this out a little bit. I'm gonna pop this and then try this out a little bit. Let's see how well this do. Okay, it went through that. It went through that BA's health bar pretty quickly. All right, let's pop Fade Away. I only have 3-shot on for this, so it's not the best setup. But you can definitely make a couple alterations to make this item look a lot better on here. And they're just like micro tweak things that are already built into the build, so it's mostly just me not wanting to go and swap stuff manually. All right, let's see. Whoops. I forgot that's how this launcher works. Okay. The launcher's alright there. I prefer the creamer over it in this specific scenario, but it definitely does work. Okay. What's another item to try out? I'm kind of running through things really quickly, huh? I don't need this out if I'm not running the leg bearer or killing any big bosses. Alright, let's pop this right here. Wait for Fade Away. Okay, now that we have Fade Away. This is the freaking Ruby's Wrath, right? What? What? Why do enemies get better launch than we do? Come on. This launcher would be really cool for rocket jumping, and it's kind of mid for rocket jumping. And I mean, like, all of the launchers in this game are kind of mid for rocket jumping. Rocket jumping is not very prominent in this game. Just freaking nuked Kraken. Okay, this is super fun playing around with this launcher. And the greatest thing is, Leave No Trace is just comping us almost all of our projectiles back. So, we're getting a lot of stuff back. Our plumage. What should we use for the bossing here? Maybe grab a critical thug. Let's swap this out with a Jericho. Let's see if we can do anything with the Jericho. Yellow cake instead of the creamer, because they kind of function similarly. All right, let's open with I don't know what I want to open with. How about the Jericho? All right, we're gonna use the two different methods. We're gonna start off with the launcher format. Then we're gonna open. Then we're going to the mortar. That's actually really fun to look at. It's a lot of explosions and really difficult to really see what's going on, and that could cause a slight issue. But that was this makes the Jericho look fun and usable. Whoops, that was not meant to go there. That's gonna die, isn't it? Okay, let's try another weapon. Let's pull out the yellow cake. Let's pop one of these. Yellow cake. Pop. No need for fadeaway to kill that boss with this thing. Okay. I feel like I'm playing a Racer Zane, except with Flak. What is this? These launchers are so much fun. I'm gonna have to try these out on some of my other setups. I definitely feel like this build could be optimized more when it comes to some of the DPS options, but this does do really well. There's no real like negative to running any of these items that are on here. When it comes to the launchers are really fun. Don't need these anymore. Let's grab the Mongol. What else do we want to try out? Oh, that's right. I want to try out the Pestilence a little bit. Let's... Oh, also... Oh, I didn't try that one yet. Okay. Where's the Pestilence at? Here it is. So... This one's gonna be a little weird. This may require the red suit. Yeah. Completely different playstyle of a weapon for this. I'm definitely going to showcase some of these weapons individually on separate build videos, like challenge build videos, like the Pestilence. The Pestilence, I don't really see too many people use this for damage. I see a lot of people use this for, like, Pestilence jumping or whatnot. in speedruns, like what Garwood does and stuff, but I don't really see too many people use this item for damage, and this gameplay loop is will probably get kind of boring later, but this is freaking hilarious. Oh, the Guardian rank doesn't refill the heat on a weapon? That's kind of annoying, honestly. This is crazy. Ashillans go burr. This is beautiful. Okay, that was fun. Let's switch back to using a more traditional style weapon. Ooh. The Rhino will be good in the next section. Let's... death go away. Okay. Let's use the Critical Thug. For this build, I simply just grabbed the save file that was posted in my build review section in my Discord. So if you guys want this build, it's in my Discord. Y'all can grab the save files for it. Also, go check out K9's socials. I will have a link to his link tree and his TikTok in the description. So please go check out his content. I mean, like, I hate TikTok, so I'm not going to say, like, get TikTok, but I do recommend taking a look at some of the content at some point if you are able to. I haven't seen it because I don't use TikTok, but he does make some really fun and amazing builds, and I've helped him with a couple of them, and so it's like he does have a lot of fun making the meta Fl4k stuff. Good lord. You know what? This is where the Rhina will have a lot of fun. I should be switching to an Unforgiven for this to really showcase its worth, but you get a nice Radsplosion, and whew, that's so much fun. Alright. I should be switching the comm for stuff whenever I'm hopping into my inventory for switching items and all that, because I'm wanting to showcase all the weapons. I'm still doing swapping, but yeah. It's fine how it is. We have the general comm on, so it should do just fine. Mongol's a really fun launcher. Highly recommend going and trying it out on personal builds. Of course, this one not being an elemental item here, it's not gonna work as well against some of the more like tanky boss type enemies, but still be super fun to try out. We ran out of locations for the Shredder Fire to be showcased, so I can't just make fun of it for it being on here. What the heck are these? What are these? Why are these here? Freaking non-anointed Mayhem 10 Monarchs? Excuse me? Whatever. What weapon do we want to use to showcase the Wotan kill with? Do we go back here? Oh wait, we didn't actually use the plumage. We used it for a second wind one time, but we didn't actually use it for killing stuff. Let's see how well it does here. How do we want to go about this? We probably want to do the slide standstill shoots. Not fade away. Okay, we don't want to waste a shot of fade away with a tracker grenade, but okay, let's see. Can we skip? We skip the shield phase. Let's go. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. This is doing a pretty good job. I kind of want to... Can I, like, not be down for a moment? Good lord. Okay. I kind of want to see what happens if I shoot you with this. Do you just die? You do just die. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, don't hit the boss with a critical thug right here. Do we get off one root shot? It is a root build. This was the original intent of the build. Yeah, let's get one root shot off at the end here. Takedown confirmed. Okay. Freaking ridiculous. This again was the original intent of utilizing this build, was the root, but again, the root is the root. It's not very fun to use in multiplayer lobbies, and it does cause a lot of shenanigans on screen, so I'm not going to actively use this weapon. Even if I do come back to play this build at some point, I'm not actively using this weapon. I'd rather use other items. There's several other items you can use on here that are a lot of fun. I forgot to get an anointment on this freaking rocket pod. It still performed really well, so take that into consideration. No anointment on here, basically, and it performed really well. Of course, there were a couple times where it just didn't do anything because I angled it wrong, and that was user error. But it did really well, especially from not having an anointment. And yeah, there were a lot of really fun options on here to play around with. Now, there are also some other comms on here that I didn't use or even care to bat an eye at. Like this Cosmic Stalker here. There are some really good skills on here, sure. But it's not going to compete with... This comm is not going to compete with the stack bot on this specific setup, especially when running the Hunter Seekers. The Deadeye is, well... The Deadeye. It could be used for Jacob's crit swapping, because it has the Jacob's weapon crit. You're putting 64% weapon crit on a weapon that has 432% weapon crit, and you're putting 35% extra from your skill tree. It's a lot of crit, and it's a lot of additive crit to each other. So, it's not my take. And there's no, and the skills on here are not very good. I mean, like, Two-Fang is really nice. Having Two-Fang on here is really nice, don't get me wrong. But we're also using an Infernal Wish, so there's no real need for a Two-Fang. It's adding a third projectile to a one projectile weapon, which in some cases can be really, really good, and in others, it's not going to be as helpful. Especially with, like, a Plumage, it's not going to be helpful at all. A Rhina, it's going to be okay. We're going to have 4 projectiles. And so it's like... Two-Fang is kind of a hit-or-miss skill on this build. Of course, there's a lot of launchers that do really well with Two-Fang. But it's kind of a hit-or-miss skill when it comes to the generalized weapons that are out there. It's kind of hit-or-miss, so... Take that what you will. The trainer... It's interesting, but no thank you. It has some really good skills on it, but no thank you. And then yeah, there's other stack bots on here that are all really good. So we also looked at one of the other shields. There's 2 other shields here, the Messy Break and the Frozen Heart. Neither of these were really relevant to the build, so I didn't use them. The red suit was used for the Pestilence nonsense, because that actually was fun. I'm definitely going to have to make a build around that at some point. Just specifically the Pestilence red suit setup. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, this is that. Oh, actually, I should go over the skill tree. My understanding of the skill tree here. So we have a lot of E1. And honestly, when it comes to using a stack bot, the only reason why the stack bot is really, really good here, I mean, like, of course, the stack bot has the really good crit to damage bonus on the actual thing, but it's giving pack tactics, which is more V1. And the only stuff that we're really getting from V1, I mean, like, we're getting a lot from Red Tree, but getting this down here is also helpful. I don't know if I entirely agree with going all the way down Green Tree, especially for running a stack bot. I don't think I'd go all the way down Green Tree like this. I would probably go down Blue Tree so I get Barbaric Yop. And if I take some points from other places, we could probably move down here, especially since we're using Fadeaway. Megavore is not necessary. It's still, don't get me wrong, it's still really helpful, and it's probably better utility than going down Green Tree. But if you really wanted to capitalize on the damage of this, I probably would take a hefty amount of points out of Red Tree, because there's a lot of investment into Red Tree. Like, Ambush Predator, this isn't doing much. It's 20% crit on a 432% crit bonus from your pistol, and then you're... Oh, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, my apologies, there was a knock on the door. So, going back to this, there's a lot of crit investment going down Ambush Predator and getting Galactic Shadow, in which you don't need it if you're doing, like, crit swapping stuff, because you have access to that 432 on the Unforgiven, and so you don't need the critical hit damage bonuses in here. There's other skills you can go and get that are a lot more useful. Again, I brought up Touhou earlier, not being extremely the best skill for this build, but having points in it instead of Ambush Predator would be a lot more useful, especially for those big boss one-shots. This is going to be a lot more helpful. And then the anointment on the grenade could definitely change. And the reason why I say that, it's also V1. We're getting a lot of V1 from the skill tree, and so this 25% isn't really going to be helping all that much. I would prefer having another element on here, so like action skill and shock or corrosive or something like that. And even just a utility anointment would also be helpful. I don't know. This specific anointment isn't the best here. They're definitely, like, again, elemental 100% better than this anointment for this build. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sitting here nitpicking, but, and I mean, like, when it comes to the skill tree, it would either be a complete revamp or extremely nitpicky skill point changes to improve this setup. So I'm not worried about it. This build does really well, and again, small, minute details to make it better, but there's not very much that you can really do to get any more out of this build. Now, I would probably run a Bounty Hunter because I don't like to consistently sit here with Stackbot. I don't like stacking Stackbot, but the Bounty Hunter is probably not going to output as much damage, maybe, it really depends on what you're doing with it and what weapons you're running. I could see an argument for the bounty hunter doing more in some specific scenarios and in others not competing at all. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this build, and join the Discord to hang out and put in some build reviews. And if you want, you can leave comments on the videos for it. It's just really difficult. I don't want you guys to sit down for 30 minutes trying to type out all of the stuff to put it into a YouTube comments. And if you're on PC, you can just shove a save file into the save file chat and let me know in the build review channel, hey, this is the save file, I posted it at this time, and then give me the rest of the details that I request in the top of the chat, and that would be awesome. You guys can submit builds for review, and I love doing these. I haven't been able to do one for a while because I got on that tier list train, and I just haven't had time to do these kinds of videos. I definitely have been overworking myself outside of here, so there is that. I love making these videos. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next video this weekend. Let's see here. What do we have? Oh wait, I forgot. I am still working on this bug video that I talked about. I was planning on having it out this past weekend, but I ran out of time on a lot of things, and I was talking about how it would probably come down to me being lazy, and it ended up being the opposite. I'm putting in way too much effort into making this video that I really shouldn't be. There's no need to do all of this. I really just needed to showcase the two big ones, and the two big instances of using it, and then showcase a couple funny interactions, and that would be done. I would be done with it. But I am utilizing a lot more of my time to put in checking a whole bunch of different options for this. So I hope y'all enjoy that video when it comes out. There's another thing. There's a whole list of stuff going on. Tomorrow, there is a live stream over at RucaRoy's Twitch. Make sure to come by and check it out. I will be there. We'll be showcasing the bug again, probably at the beginning of the video, because I lost the footage from the original stream. My bad. But we'll be continuing our DLC 1 playthrough, and if we complete that, we'll be going through some other DLC content. We've been doing like story-based playthroughs when it comes to the DLC, so we're going in on TVHM with a completely maxed character, and I'm going to be showcasing different challenge builds or just like running different builds while we're going through the content. But the main point of it is just to run through and listen to all the story and side quests again. Shout out to It's Termex for releasing the video talking about like how the DLCs are actually pretty well written. Is like that reminded me that I want to go back through and listen to all these DLCs again. Now, I did talk about how I might want to do another full playthrough of the game, and I do kind of want to do that, but I'm definitely not doing that alone. I'm not sitting through doing that alone, and scheduling for something like that is a pain. I mean, I'm getting off track. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. See y'all this weekend. Yeah, bye-bye.